Hey guys, LivLoren here. So this week there has been a lot of stuff going on in the music world, and I just wanted to make a video talking to you guys about it because it does have to do with one of my favorite bands, Asking Alexandria. Now, if you don't know anything about their history, they used to have a lead singer named Danny Worshop who left the band back in January 2015, stating he wanted to focus on his new band, Rita Harlot, and no longer wanted to make heavy music. Him leaving was in the best interest for Asking Alexandria. Now, I've seen them in concert back when he was still in the band about 3 times, and every time I've seen them, the show hasn't been that great. He honestly was wasted almost every time, and his vocals were almost always off. Now, don't get me wrong, the rest of the band was great, but he just always seemed off to me and kind of, to be honest, ruined the show for me. It just didn't seem like he was having fun and didn't really want to be there. When they released their final album with Danny, From Death to Destiny, they honestly lost me at that point as a fan. Don't get me wrong, the album was great, but it just wasn't Asking Alexandria. It didn't sound like them, and that wasn't the band I was a huge fan of. So when Danny announced that he was leaving, I was kind of excited to see where this would take Asking Alexandria. Would they go back to their old sound, or would they sound even better than they did before? Fast forward to May 2015 when Asking Alexandria announced that they had a brand new lead singer named Dennis, and they released their first single with him, I Won't Give In, and boy did I ever love this song. To me, this was the Asking Alexandria I fell in love with, and this was the way they were always meant to be. When they announced Dennis was the brand new lead singer, I honestly thought he was going to do something great for them, and this was the start of something amazing for Asking Alexandria. In March of this year, Asking Alexandria released their first full-length album with him called The Black, and this album was perfect from start to finish. It really reminded me of old Asking Alexandria back in the Reckless and Relentless days. I honestly was in love with it. This was a huge point for them. They had to prove a lot to their fans. Honestly, I think they proved that they were back and better than ever. After this album release, I was a huge fan of Asking Alexandria again, so much that I actually planned my trip to London around their show there. And this was the first time I saw them with Dennis, and he was so great live. But not only that, but the band themselves were also having a great time on stage, which is something I never saw before when I saw them with Danny. So it was just a great experience, and for me, Asking Alexandria was at the high point of their career when I saw them. Over the last 2 weeks, there have been many rumors going around online that Dennis was no longer in Asking Alexandria and Danny was officially back. So you can imagine how I was feeling. I honestly did not want to believe these rumors because there was no way this could possibly happen. Turns out, I was wrong. On October 21st, guitarist Ben Bruce announced that Dennis was no longer in the band, and they honestly lost touch with him. They couldn't reach him, and they never responded, and he left the band more confused than ever, and that they were pretty much back in the same spot they were in when Danny left. Obviously, they have a huge tour coming up. They're touring the US and have a European tour, so they officially brought Danny back. I'm not really sure what to think about this because there are 2 sides to every story, and I'd love to hear from Dennis's perspective about what actually happened, but I'm not sure we will. I'm really interested to see how this will all play out though, because Danny was the one who said he didn't want to make heavy music anymore. And in his official statement, he did say that they only asked him 2 weeks before the tour started if he wanted to join, and that he had no contact with anybody else in the band but Ben, and even that wasn't that much. It just seems like it happened really fast, and I know the band didn't want to disappoint their fans, but if Danny is back in the band full-time, which I'm pretty sure he is considering they have 2 new songs with him, I just hope history doesn't repeat themselves and they both don't end up making music neither of them want to make. Their first show with Danny was on Tuesday. I was actually about to go to the show, but I went to go see Against Me instead. And I watched a few videos from it, and Danny actually sounded pretty decent. I was surprised. It sounded better than any time I've ever seen him. But I just really hope the rest of the tour continues this way, and he doesn't go down the path he used to go down and stops caring about performing. It also really sucks that they don't play any songs off The Black. I get it's a completely different vocal sound for Danny, but this album for me was a really important part in Asking Alexandria's history as a band, and a lot of the songs mean a lot to fans, so it just kind of sucks that they don't play any of the songs off of it. Personally, I wish Dennis was still in Asking Alexandria, but obviously things didn't work out between them, and that does happen from time to time, which kind of sucks. I just really hope we find out some more, that way we can get the full story and aren't so confused and kind of get to understand it a little bit more. I'm still on the fence about how I feel about everything. I'm not 100% sure. I still love Asking Alexandria, but when they announced this, they kind of lost me out as a fan a little bit. I do, however, wish them all the best. I really hope this is the last time they'll have to deal with anything like this. They've been through so much as a band, so I wish them all the luck in the world. Now, what do you guys think about this? Are you happy Danny's back, or do you still wish Dennis was in Asking Alexandria? Leave a comment down below. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Don't forget to visit my website, livloren.com, and make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I make a video every Friday. I'll see you guys next week.